In 2024, there are going to be a lot of people telling you exactly the best systems and tools for wholesaling real estate with the intention to get you to buy something or do this or force you to do this one thing or tell you this is the only way. And you're going to have a lot of choices. Now, when it comes to tools and systems in wholesaling real estate, the one thing I'll always tell you is these things are tools, okay? They help us with what they do. We do not have to use any of these stuff, but these tools can be things to help us really project our wholesaling real estate operations to the next level. An example for here is going to be a shovel, right? And what I can tell you is some of these wholesaling softwares we're going to mention today and kind of this breakdown, a lot of these are free also, by the way. They are like shovels where if you're trying to dig in the sand, you can only dig so far with your bare hands, right? You can only go so far. But if you can actually go out here and use a shovel to dig over an hour or 2 hours, you're going to see a big difference. Now, for a guy that uses a shovel for 30 minutes versus a guy using his hands for 14 or 50 hours, the guy using his hands is going to get way better just because it's more work, but he's putting in more time for it, right? And so what I have to teach you today and really show you is tools can change the way we wholesale houses. We can talk to 3, 5, 7x more sellers with the powers of tools and systems. And what I'm going to do today is really share with you the top tools and systems that I personally use in 2024 for wholesaling real estate and the ones that I highly recommend for you guys. So you know exactly what's working, what's not working. There's some big changes announced today. I'm thankful for having the largest wholesaling course in the country. So a lot of wholesaling softwares will go and tell me their big changes before they're released publicly. And I can go kind of give it to you guys in a first basis because they all hate the wholesaling gurus, right? And basically what I'm going to do today is really share with you the top wholesaling tools and systems that I use personally in my wholesaling business so you can actually go out here and do it, right? I'm going to really share 7 of the top ones. There's obviously more than 7 to use, but these are going to be the top ones that I'm going to highly recommend for you. So you can actually go out here and have wholesaling real estate results. So I'm super pumped up, super excited to teach you guys exactly the top tools and systems. I think a lot of wholesalers out here get really confused of exactly what works, what doesn't work, what I should be using, what I should not be using. And really going to get into the nitty gritty of it today so you know exactly the tools, softwares, and things you can do. And now, but before I really tell you what they are, I do want everyone to know, and I don't think any wholesaling really person says this, but you do not have to use any of these. I want to let everybody know you do not have to use any of these type of software systems or anything like that to become a successful wholesaler. If you're broke, you got no money at all, or heck, you don't have access to some of these, that's fine, right? You know, you don't have to go buy for any of this stuff, right? If you don't have a car, you can't drive for dollars, obviously, right? It's not going to be like you're not going to become successful. We have to do other things to help us propel us to success, but it's not that, oh my gosh, you have to have this one thing. And so what I'm going to do right now is let's break it down, not in order of importance, right? We're going to get into this and break it all down. So without further ado, let's talk about it. Let's get into this and let's break this down. And so the first type of software that I use on a regular basis, the ones I always tell everyone to be using, that ones that are just essential for success right now, is going to be a dialer. And my favorite dialer right now is going to be ZachDialer.com. Now, as of today, there are some cool announcements I can give to you that really no wholesaling person on YouTube is ever going to tell you, which is pretty awesome. And so for the longest time, if you watched me kind of break down my top tools and stuff for 2023, a lot has changed when it comes to the dialer section. And so dialers used to be kind of, and I hate to say this, you know, people don't get happy when I say this, but like dialers are dialers, right? I mean, you put phone numbers in, it connects to you, it ports it through, right? And I'm just being honest, like, you know, people are like, oh, T-Mobile is so much superior to Sprint and Verizon. And honestly, man, like I just get the call, like AT&T, like, it's not going to affect me for success, right? It's not going to be this big change, but what I've seen throughout the years with the dialer, there's some big changes happening. And throughout 2024, I've really been pushing ZachDialer.com to kind of the limits. And what I mean by that is I'm not the one, you know, crazy like the CEO type guy, but I've been telling exactly like things that need to be done so you can get better than the competition. And when you look at dialers, there's Ready Mode, there's there's Mojo, there's so like there's call tools, right? There's all these different calls and systems and dialers, and it used to be like Zen Call used to be the thing. Now it changed to Ready Mode, right? But that was when like 10 line dialers were like the thing. Now 10 line dialers, you don't want to be using them at all because I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of things, but just like because of the lines and how the stirred shaken rules are with dialers and your phone number actually being called as spam, the number one KPI or key performance indicator when a carrier is looking at your phone, they're going to look at what is their average duration of calls. And if your average duration of calls, I believe, is under 8 seconds. So if your average call is under 8 seconds, you are going to be called under spam. So if you're having 10 lines, that's just not good. And if you have 3 lines and if you have good skip tracing, you're going to be pretty good on this. And so it's going to be a big change for you. And so what I'm going to recommend for you guys is a dialer. And so if you're looking to cold call motivated sellers, actually have conversations with them, right? You can use any phone, any dialer, but everyone knows, this is no secret for me, the greatest, hands down, way to actually become a successful wholesaler from the ground up, from the mud, from the trenches, you got no money, is to go start cold calling. I've always preached this. I've always talked about this, and I'll continue to talk about this. The skills of actually having conversations with motivated sellers and actually going through a quote grind as a beginner is an invaluable kind of a coming of age thing for most wholesalers. Most people have gone through the cold calling, and I know everyone likes to demonize cold calling, that it's a terrible thing, it's just a menace to society, but you get really good skills talking to motivated sellers. And so the best thing to do that is you can dial one person at a time, and that's fine. You get 20, 30 calls in an hour. But if you use a dialer, and the point where we're talking about dialers today here is you could talk to 3, 4, 5x more sellers instantly. And so you get 5 more calls, you probably make 5 times more leads, and that's 5 times more money. And dialers used to call 3 people at a time, 4 people, 5 people, 10 people. Now you need to use a triple line dialer only right now. And fortunately, right, last year in 2022 and heck in 2021, right? So we look at 2021, 2022, 2023, and then we're 2024 right now. Dialers haven't changed much, right? They just kind of put it in, they do their thing, right? And I said, you know what? It's like, I think it was about 50-50, I'd said. It was like 50-50. Like Mojo was good half the time and Zach Dialer the other time. And it's like, why do you keep recommending Mojo? And I love Mojo Sells for $1 just because that was the dollar I used when I first started out in cold calling that helped me make $100,000 cold calling starting out. And so I'm always impartial to this, right? Batch leads like didn't have a dialer back then, or they really weren't a thing for software back then. And so it's not much to do. Now, Zach Dialer's been around for, I think, 2 years now, and it's going really well. They kind of added some more features that just blew Mojo out of the water. And this is why I love talking with Batch, and like actually I'm able to call the owners, have actual like talk to everyone on there and actually put my inputs. And I say the things that you guys are saying. And I get to talk to these owners. And the cool part about this is because I'm not a broke wholesaling guru and I actually wholesale houses, I know what a dialer should have, and I know what it actually needs for you guys, the users, to have success with it. And so ZachDialer.com is really cool. The setup's pretty easy. It's awesome. Everyone loves Mojo, but they're pretty similar. Now, the one thing that has changed now that ZachDialer.com has kind of announced and gone through it. Don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this, but I'm just going to say it because why not? You know, you're on my live stream and it makes a guru cry. ZachDialer.com basically has, it's not the official title, FYI, but it's basically their auto replace spam feature. And so now they're going to have a thing where they can tell, and they are working with pretty much all the carriers, and they will automatically tell you if that phone number has turned into spam or not. And if it does turn to spam, it will take your phone number, put it on the kind of the sidelines for a little bit, make sure it's off spam, and then it'll give you a new number. It's kind of like football or basketball where they sub people in. Okay, we're going to sub that phone number out. We're going to put a new one in. And it's kind of an automated sequence how they do that. And with cold calling, this thing is absolutely essential. And this used to be like a kind of a beta thing for the SMS for them, I believe. But they've kind of moved it into the dialer prospect. And this has made ZachDialer.com pretty much the only dialer you can use, right? Like Mojo doesn't have this feature, and they're too big of a company just to not have this. And so for wholesaling specific, this is game changing for dialing and for using a dialer. And so if you're going to do it, I would highly recommend it. So what I'll tell you is the first type of software I'm going to tell you to be using right now is going to be ZachDialer.com. There's no one even close to it right now when it comes to a dialer, and one I highly recommend. Now, the next thing here, when I come to software and tools I use, for that, it's great. You can record your employees. You can make sure everything's going smooth. The KPIs are great. It's really wholesaling centric and specific. So that's why I think it's pretty cool. And that's why we choose that one over the other ones out here, right? Now, the next software that we use when it comes to comping, we're actually going out here and seeing comps on properties. Now, number one is going to be the MLS, obviously. There's some really good free tools too. I would say Zillow.com is great, Redfin, Realtor.com. But if we're talking about like a paid software specifically, I would say ZachData.com has probably the edge when it comes to comping. The reason is because I can kind of edit comps, and I can kind of make adjustment on a comp. And what I mean by that is if I have 5 properties right here, and if one property, I kind of don't like it too much, but I want to just make a little change to that one and kind of make my comps better, it lets me do it, right? It lets me kind of customize a property and a comp and add it to my own. I can kind of add things in, add it out. It kind of does a comping calculator on it. We've talked about it before, and now I know everyone's going to be like, Zach, why don't you do a screen share of ZachData.com? Why don't you do a screen share of ZachDialer.com? Why don't you do these screen shares, right? The problem is, and I've always said this before, and this is my YouTube dilemma, privacy policies have gone insane on YouTube the past year, where if I show someone's name and address and it's not a public information, which ZachData.com does not have public, it's private information, right? I can get the YouTube channel, have a strike, and I can lose the channel. You've seen gurus lose YouTube channels before, right? And I refuse to have that happen. I'm not going to let the gurus win. I can't let that happen. So I have a free wholesaling course. I've said this forever, freewholesaling.com, which I have my own private servers. I pay tens of thousands of dollars a month for. So I can actually share, set up video, stuff like that. And it's all in there. It's called freewholesaling.com. So just FYI, everyone in the comments is like, Zach, why don't you do a screen share? Why don't you? I would love to, but I don't want this video taken down. And it's really sad, but this is the state of wholesaling education I have to be in right now to teach you the stuff. And if I did screen share, the video would be taken down. So comping tools, ZachData.com. It's great. You have MLS access. A close second is going to be listrei.com. And just so you don't get confused here, ZachData.com, ZachData.com is batch leads. And then PropStream is listrei.com. The reason why I get the links is just so you can get a free trial to them, so you don't have to go through the mumbo jumbo of it, and you're good to go. Now, comping wise, ZachData.com is going to be better, but let's kind of get into the stuff that really matters. Like, I mean, comping is great, but PropStream and batches comping, it's like not gonna. I hate. I don't want to be in the middle between them. I know they're competition. There's the reason why I like having them kind of compete is because they both spend millions of dollars to make wholesaling better, right? And so when it comes to comping as a software, I'm going to call them kind of new, right? I will tell you this, and I will give credit to where credit is due. And I do want to tell this before we kind of get into this, right? The next tool that I use, right? And this is going to be I call it just my one-stop shop wholesaling software that you should be probably like everyone's having, is going to be like list pulling, comping, kind of all together, right? And this is going to be it's basically a tie between PropStream and batch, so listrei.com, ZachData.com. But I will tell you, I do want to give everyone an education on this, because as of today, there are new features on ZachData.com that kind of came out for like a new update for everything. And I will tell you this, and I always kind of say it like it is, PropStream hasn't came out with anything crazy. Hopefully, I know they're going to do it this year, but nothing crazy has happened. Batch Leads always kind of does their update before PropStream. But ZachData.com has a lot of crazy new features, which is really cool. They've kind of updated they've updated a lot of things. And the one thing that they've made the data better. One thing I will tell you, this, in my opinion, and this is Zach's opinion, this isn't Batch Leads saying this. This isn't ZachData.com saying this. But because Deal Machine started giving out free skip tracing, DMZach.com, Batch Leads has come back and said, you know what, we're going to do free skip tracing too. Now, it's not an official like They don't give tens of thousands of skip traces for free, but they give a decent amount. As of today, ZachGinn.com, I believe, is giving out 250. I got to check again, but I know for a fact it's 250 for the basic one, and then the Personal Plus is going to be 1,000 free skip traces per month, which it's really good to get the ball rolling, FYI. And so ZachGinn.com has that. So that's another big thing they're doing. Their agent outreach type thing. I don't like that name, but it's not. I'm not the guy telling you to reach out to agents for finding wholesaling deals, but for the disposition side, it's not terrible. So I'll tell you, it's something to look at. But that's part of their really big thing. They've done a big overhaul on their data, kind of their interface on this, their list pulling, right? They made a lot of things a lot better. Well, I tell you, it's like this world-changing thing that changes everything. I'm not going to say it isn't, but I will tell you that it's going pretty well. I've kind of been in talks with batch leads about adding some certain features. I can't talk about it, but they are working on some things that I think is going to really change the way a lot of wholesaling is being done. It's really going to shake up the way some of these companies are doing things, which is overall going to help the wholesalers out, right? In my opinion, I want all these softwares where you just basically you pay a little bit and you get all this great stuff versus kind of back in the day where I had to pay a bunch of money and not get much. So it's pretty impressive. Now, when we're talking about list pulling data specific, right? Let's get very specific here. When it comes to list pulling, I will tell you, and I've tell me I'm biased or not, but listrei.com, if I am pulling a direct mail list, I will tell you that listrei.com is the best one. I cannot stress this enough, but it is the best one, hands down. Let me get this here. Oh my goodness. I think I misspelled this. There we go. All right, just so I get the whole thing all set up here. But what I'll tell you here is when I'm pulling a direct mail list, right, and I'm spending a ton of money on it, the best software for this is hands down going to be PropStream. And everyone's got a different market for this. I've found a slight edge off of PropStream. It's not like, oh my gosh, Batch Leads is the devil. It's the worst software in the world. But Batch Leads has their advantages. And so that's the thing with these two softwares. I feel like one has a little advantage of the other, and then some have. It's like a football team. You got two elite football teams. One team might have a better defense, and the other team might have a better offense. But if you look at the team with a really good defense, they have an elite offense also. Same thing with the other football team. And so it's kind of who has the best mix of both, right? And so when I'm looking at PropStream, when it comes to list pulling, I do think it is slightly superior. When I look at Batch Leads skip tracing, it is by far, bar none, the greatest quality skip tracing. If I can only get 100 skip traces on any software and I had to get a deal, I would choose Batch, right? Now, is best bang for your buck? There's other ones out there. But what I'm telling you is list pulling wise, I'll tell you listrei.com is the one I'm going to probably take. Now, if skip tracing is everything for me, I'm going to tell you, I'm probably just going to go out here and use Batch, right? So it's a very slight difference, I'll tell you. Now, let's kind of talk about skip tracing, right? So list pulling wise, listrei.com, you're not going to go wrong with ZachGinn.com, just FYI. Now, if I'm looking at skip tracing pound for pound, if I'm like if I have $100 to spend for skip tracing, what am I choosing? Like, let's say, heck, you tell me you have $15 to spend on skip tracing, right? What are we going to do? I would say best money for skip tracing by far is dmzach.com. The price is about under 1 cent a record, and you are going to get 911 quality information. What I mean by 911 is, YouTube doesn't get mad at that keyword there. When someone calls in on 911, their name and address pops up. And that's very good. If someone's like, God forbid, having a, I don't know the best way to say the word, right? If they're having like a stroke, God forbid, or a heart attack, and they can only speak a little bit, the name and their address is popped up, and they can send the emergency services and help the person out. That's good, right? And you have to use a service where someone's life's on the line, right? This is really important stuff. And so Deal Machine, aka dmzach.com, is actually able to get this 911 information and actually use that service providers that do it across the country. It's pretty dang good. And I've tested the skip tracing out like crazy. I've done it all. It's insane. Like, it is by far the best pound for pound money. It comes in under 1 cent a record. And that comes with free deal machine. And what I mean by that is, for I think 60, let me get the math. I don't know what I think it's about. Yeah, it's about 3/4 of a penny per record, or maybe it's 2/3 of a penny. Like, you're getting the nitty gritty. For like 65, $70, you get about 10,000 skip traces. You can basically not export out, but like basically you can pull it and actually get that list pull with the data on there. Now, theoretically, it's unlimited. If you want to go search up a property and click and get their phone number, and you did that for 300,000 records, if you want to do it in a night, you can do it. Like, it will let you like look up anyone's phone number instantly in 5 seconds like that manually. I think it's 10,000 for just the clicking export part for the $60. If you get the $500 one version, like the bigger one for me, I get about, I think, 500,000, and I can pay for $1 million up to, I think. So I get about 500,000 for like $300 or $400 a month, which is just, I mean, for what I do, when I'm looking just to call a bunch of buyers and do cold calling around the whole country, it's insane. Because let's do the math here. If I'm doing a big cold calling campaign across the entire country, and I'm just letting everyone know, right? I'm doing the math here. If I'm doing 500,000 skip traces and I'm paying my average guru 10 cents a skip, that's 50 grand a month. I would be spending 50 grand a month, and it's only going to cost me $500. That's crazy, right? And, you know, I'm not the big fan of some of these skip tracing companies that are charging 14, 15 cents a record. And heck, let's say you're doing 10,000 skips a month. That's going to cost you $1,500 a month, when honestly, pay $60 and you get the same quality of skip tracing, heck, probably better, on dmzach.com. And so I am, to this day, and I hate to say this, that this is, it breaks my heart to say, I'm the only person on YouTube to talk about how dmzach.com has this. Because every guru is beholden to the wholesaling software industry. Because these wholesaling software industry people, they will go pay for their office or their YouTube studio. It's true. We'll have, there's wholesaling software companies that will go out here and actually subsidize gurus' studios and staff to only promote them. Crazy, right? And I'm not going to say too much. There's about 3 or 4 people I know I can speak of, but I keep things on the down low. I don't start anything. I finish things, but I don't start things. So there are software companies that literally will go out here and kind of sponsor people and say, you have to only talk about me, and say I'm good and everyone else is bad. It's like, wait, what are you talking about? I talk smack about every software company. I think every software company can improve, and I don't think one's better than the other, right? There's something with slight advantages, but one's not superior crazy. So I'll talk about it. And heck, I'll say this, if PropStream came out with free skip tracing, I'd say PropStream probably has better skip tracing pound for pound than Deal Machine. But like, to this day, it's not. So I'll say dmzach.com. I always change my recommendations because I don't care. And the cool part is, they can't really beholden me, because I make money wholesaling. Like, I don't make money as a guru. So like, I don't give a smack about what they have to say. So I'll say best skip tracing for the money, dmzach.com. Now, if we're talking about the best quality skip tracing, zachdata.com. And let me just make sure the numbers are right here. I don't want to get it wrong here. Let's go here to this one. Let's go here. Let's see here. Let me make sure I got my numbers right here. Let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, it's about 8. Let me make sure this is true. Let's see here. Yeah, it's completely right. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's crazy. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So the top quality skip tracing I'd tell you right now is going to be zachdata.com. And right now, as of this video, zachdata.com just reduced their prices by, let's check they just, so I will tell you this announcement. Let me get the official number here because I know for a fact believe what's 7 add the 4. No, it was, yeah, wow. Okay. So batch leads just reduced all of their skip tracing by 40% permanently. So let's do this here. So let me get the official numbers from them. They literally just happened today and yesterday. There you go. Exactly. All right. And so as of yesterday and the other days, it was about 12, 13, 14, 15 cents per skip on ZachData.com because it was super, super crazy high quality, very expensive. And it was very expensive to pull that list. But right now with ZachData.com, I'm happy to announce they are now at 8 to 9 cents, which is cheaper than any of the terrible, right? I've seen some wholesaling software companies that charge 11 cents for their skip tracing. And, they got gimmicks like, oh, you can get 1,000 free, 2,000 free list polls or, whatever it is, right? And it's only, everything's good, but you just got to pay me my 11 cents for my skip tracing. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And it's the most trash skip tracing possible. I'm kind of convinced that they use dmzac.com and basically get what I'm convinced these companies are doing right now. And this is just a theory. Just being honest, they'll pay $500 for 500,000 skips. They'll go out here and charge someone 500,000 skip traces, a bunch of customers, 11 cents a skip, take 55 grand, pay $500 for dmzac.com, and then make $54,000 profit. I'm pretty sure this is what some of these software companies are doing now because at under 1 cent a record, they're charging you 11, 12 cents. A lot of these crazy wholesaling software companies are actually probably going to use dmzac.com just to sell it. Crazy. But it's I know it's happening for a fact especially on Fiverr. But I'm just letting you know it's happening. And so with batches data, they just changed it to 8 to 9 cents, which is huge. I think they did that because of what dmzac.com is doing. They're trying to compete with them. So it's insane. And so that's a pretty cool announcement. 8 to 9 cents on zachdata.com. So it's working pretty well. For skip tracing wise, I would say if you're looking for quality, zachdata.com. I mean, at 8 to 9 cents, it's really good now. If we're looking for best bang for buck, it's going to be dmzac.com. Now, if you're not doing cold calling on a big scale, you kind of have to do the math on it. But I'm just telling you, it's very, very well. So check it out. Do those ones, zachdata.com, listarea.com, dmzac.com. Now, if we're looking for the best software when it comes to text blasting, and this has been a big change, I can tell you in 2024, then in 2023. But SMS regulations have gotten pretty crazy. I will be the last person to tell you. And it's not regulations with the government. I think everyone thinks SMS is having a problem because of the government going out here and doing things. It's not. It's actually the private corporations because they can't really make laws about SMS text blasting being illegal because it's an election year and the politicians are texting like crazy. So the companies are actually really going crazy on texting when it comes to wholesaling wise, and things are getting a little nutty. I will not lie. It is getting very difficult to text on AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile on like a regular, hey, are you looking to sell your property? Like it's almost, it's got the regulation. You got to put your company's name now. Heck, most of these, I don't know if I get in trouble saying it. There are 2 to 3 prominent SMS companies that just shut taking any new customers. Like they won't even take you anymore. And you got like SMSZag.com that will take people, but they're negotiating with AT&T Sprint currently. And so they're using not the best scripts possible, and they're trying their best for it. It is a struggle for them. I will not lie. And they're trying their best here, but it's not kind of going to be the best thing out here. And so what I'm going to tell you is when it comes to SMS right now, SMSZag.com is the best one if you're going to just blast it out with the software. But I'm saying I would probably just be careful with this, right? And the one alternative, and I always will give people alternatives. I'm never the guy saying, oh, SMS isn't working. Wang. You should give up and being a baby and not go after your dreams. Like, guys, my whole life is problems and solutions. And especially in wholesaling, when there is a problem that arises, there's always going to be a solution out here that we can do to actually get results. And so the first and foremost thing we're talking about here is when it comes to SMS, the solution is you're going to have to do a little more manual. We're going to have to go a little old school but we can definitely do it. And the thing is just using our personal cell phone, using Google Voice, and actually using these softwares out here. And you can send out with the power of AI, which I teach in freewholesaling.com, my free wholesaling course. Let me repeat again, freewholesaling.com. Again, freewholesaling.com. You can actually go out here and text with Google Voice in your personal cell phone, 10 texts an hour for 15 hours. You can send 150 texts out, 150 texts a day over 30 days is going to be 4,500 texts. And then over a year, that's like 55,000 texts you can send a year. That's pretty dang good. And what I was kind of saying on my last live stream was like, on my personal Zach Ginn channel, it's just like, well, think about this, right? If you're going to take 55,000 full court basketball shots, right? You're at the other hoop and you got to just throw the ball out there, chuck it and make it. What if you did that 54,000 times? You think out of 1 out of 54,000 will go in? Let me know in the chat. I can almost guarantee if I took 10,000 half quarters, I have my math actually. I sometimes do half quarters at the gym. I'll just go, play some basketball and then I'll just shoot half quarters because I'm stupid. I think after like 30 or 40, they go in. It's pretty easy, right? I don't try crazy like full quarters, but like if I took 54,000, one's going in. All right, I guaranteed. I can guarantee it really well. And that's the thing you got to think of, right? If I send 54,000 opportunities or shots, especially for a government list, one of those are going to yield some results, right? One of those are going to get a result. And that's the way you got to look at it, right? Just by using the free SMS. Yeah, I know it's a little more work, but you're going to get results. You're going to get wholesalers that are going to do some deals with you. You're going to get some money. And so you have to start thinking like this. If you can actually go out here and just do 54,000 opportunities with spending no money, right? You're good to go. And so you have to get the results and you have to actually get the money. And the best way to get the money and the results is by just doing the work. Do the work and the results will follow. I swear to you, if you put the effort in here, you will do well. Now, that's for SMS. Now, if I'm using a software to collect my leads, kind of a CRM, what should I be using? I will tell you right now in wholesaling, if you are going out here and writing all your leads on a notebook or using like an Excel sheet or something, you're definitely wrong. You need to be using a CRM like Podio.com. And the one that we're personally using is Podio. Love Podio. Podio is amazing. I'm using SMS, Zach.com. We're using Google Voice. We're using all these softwares. Google Voice a little more now than usual. But when it comes to when someone wants to sell their property, we put it in a CRM. Now everyone's got, I got Salesforce, I got this one, and everyone likes their fancy schmancy stuff. What I'll tell you is Podio's gonna be the best one. And because I'm a very simple guy, when it comes to, I run a 7-figure wholesaling operation across the entire country just off Podio. And the reason is because it's simple. It's easy. Like we can look at a lead and say, okay, what's going on with it? When's the last time you called? What's the notes? Did you go on the appointment? Did you not go on the appointment? What's going on? Is there a contract? It's simple, right? There's a 5-step process, basically, right? There's a cold lead. There is a lead that the person we need to talk to, we've talked to, they're on a follow-up, there's an appointment set, or a signed contract. Like it's just, you go through that and I can click a lead and be like, all right, which ones of these are cold? Which one of these need to be followed up? And all these things. And it's pretty cool because like I can just go on my CRM for my entire company and be like, okay, how many appointments we got for today? It's all in there. Okay, how many follow-ups need to be done today? Okay, how many people on the follow-up still? How many leads have we talked to that we need to talk to, but like we haven't, right? And I get on people's butts for it, right? Heck, why do you think I'm doing outside these live streams? I'm kicking butt. I'm telling people what to do, and we're getting deals done. And unfortunately, if you don't have a CRM, you're not going to see this stuff. And so Podio is great. It keeps everyone accountable, make sure the leads are being worked and results are being done. And the reason why I love Podio so much is that there's an app on there. It's free. It's really cool. Podio is free for you to start using, right? I think once you get enough leads in there, you have to pay for it. But eventually, I think if you get 500 leads, you should get a wholesaling deal from there. You'll be good to go. But Podio.com, you should 100% be using it. It gives the results. It'll give you actually insane amount of money. And it's not going to change everything like crazy. But I'm telling you, just having that is going to help you get some more deals and make more money wholesaling houses. And now when I'm using direct mail, what software, what company, what tool do I use? I definitely use open letter marketing. And so I would literally just give you a link, go click here to get the postcard and stuff. There's a very specific postcard that we use that yields the best results. It's the ROS offer postcard on open letter marketing. But you should just go through our direct mail course. The direct mail course shows what the postcard is, it gives you a link to everything. I will tell you should just go to mailingmastery.com. Now, mailingmastery.com is our direct mail course. So if you're looking to actually get into direct mail and actually get results, I will tell you mailingmastery.com is going to be the one you should be using. I see a lot of wholesalers go out here and, they're like, oh, with direct mail, you got to be using open letter. I love open letter marketing for it. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, no, I'd be using their ROS postcard. I mean, it's not theirs. I mean, we kind of came up with the system together. It's going to be the best postcard, hands down. But you should go through the course, mailingmastery.com. It's all in there. It'll show you exactly what to do it. Now, if I'm using AI in my company, right, if I'm writing up SMS scripts, if I'm trying to pull government lists, I'm trying to look at comps sometimes, get repair costs, all this great thing with AI, I'll tell you the best AI software type tool is going to be Bard AI and ChatGPT. Now, DMZach.com has their own Alma AI, which is connected to wholesaling data, which is just game changing, right? Like I can just pop up the address and be like, hey, Alma, right? You can just ask it like, what should the repair costs be on this property? What's the MAO on it? And like, it'll do a lot of the math for you on DMZach.com. That's something I really love with it. But for general, like if I'm saying like the best top tippy top one, Bard AI is probably going to be my personal favorite because it's connected to the internet for wholesaling. But in general, if you look at an AI system, the ChatGPT 4.0 is the best, but yeah, I think you only get 3.5 right now if you use the free version. They're both amazing. I'll tell you, a lot of people think AI does all the work for you. It does not. AI is only as good as the questions or the things you give it to it. But if you look at the Zach Ginn channel, my personal YouTube channel, I actually did a full top 7 tools for AI. That was really cool. Where I broke down exactly every which way to use AI in 2024 for wholesaling. We should probably do an update for that in on the Flip the Rick channel. But what I'll tell you is AI is here to stay. It is not going anywhere. It's what we should do. So let's do. Okay, perfect. Yeah, and so we'll do one breakdown of this in the future on the Flip the Rick channel. But what I'll tell you is AI is here to stay, and it's only getting better. And we got to learn how to use it, or our competition is going to use it and get some results, right? And so next here is, what is the best wholesaling course that costs no money? The best wholesaling course that costs money is freewholesaling.com. The best wholesaling course that costs no money is freewholesaling.com. And I sound like a broken record, but the reason why I'm doing this today is because I'm going to do one-on-ones with people. And when I do one-on-ones with people, they're going to ask me questions. And these are questions that if you went to the course, you would never have to even know about this stuff. And so what I'm telling you is you got to go to freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course. The reason why you need to go to wholesaling.com is because I'm going to show you step by step how to wholesale houses. I'm going to hold your hand and show you in a course, if you paid me 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grand, of exactly how to wholesale step by step. Simple, right? So I'll tell you, wholesaling course, no cost, freewholesaling.com. It is, to this day, the only course in the country for wholesaling real estate from A to Z that teaches you wholesaling real estate absolutely for free. Heck, if you even want to join Flip the Rick Plus, it is the only mentorship, mastermind, community type thing that you can join for free if you just send me a wholesaling deal. That's crazy, right? Like literally, if you want to go see me in the spring for our big Flip the Rick Plus live event that we're going to announce really, really soon, really excited about that. You can be like many, many people in Flip the Rick Plus who showed up to this event that I'm spending tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars for, to just hang out with me for 12 hours for 2 days straight. So 24, you get 25, 26 hours of me personally. And I will literally go through your entire business for you and talk to you face to face. You can do that for free by just sending me a wholesaling deal. Like, I'm not a guru. This is the difference, right? Now you can pay to join Flip the Rick Plus if you want to go there instantly, right? We are going to raise all the prices on Flip the Brick Plus very, very soon, just FYI, because frankly, I'm just trying to force everyone to send me JV deals instead and not pay to join Flip the Brick Plus. And still, we have a paid way for Flip the Brick Plus because there are some specific tiny markets I don't do, like Wisconsin right now that we are working on. Once I'm able to JV in every state, I'm probably just going to stop having people pay for it and just be like, you just have to send me JV deals, which is kind of mean to do, but I don't want Flip the Brick Plus to be like 10,000 people. Once it gets that big, what's the point, right? But yeah, right now, freewholesaling.com. Learn how to do some deals, send me some deals, and you get to see me in person and join the community and join other people like that. Be pretty dang cool. And so Luke says, next event's going to get nuts, right? Our event I did in my small town where I live in Florida, and we're about to do it in a big town where everyone can go and party hard. I will tell you this. The next place I am doing is going to be a place where I've done a decent amount of virtual wholesaling deals because I do want to go there and actually I want to do a whole thing where I go visit a bunch of properties I virtually wholesaled. I just think it's cool to do that. So I no announcements yet, but yeah, if you want to join that, flipderplus.com is where you do that, but freewholesaling.com right now, straight up. That's what you got to do to learn wholesaling real estate for free. Now, kind of like I said, if you want to join Flip the Brick Plus and actually go to the live events, all these things, you got to send me some wholesaling deals. And the best way to send me wholesaling deals is going to be sellmypaper.com. Now, when it comes to wholesaling disposition software, join this one. Sellmypaper.com is my dispositions company. And that's basically where if you have a wholesaling deal, you send it to that website, you submit all the information, then me and my team and some other people, right? It just depends where in the country it is. We'll have our underwriters underwrite the deal. They'll look at it. They'll say, is it a deal or not? If it is a deal, they'll go contact you, sign a JV agreement, get the deal done, and then we'll all split the assignment fee and all make some money. Boom. And the reason why I do that is for a lot of things, right? I teach real estate wholesaling for free, and a lot of people really struggle selling their deals, and I can make a ton of money doing it. So heck, why not? You got to remember this. If I have a $25,000 wholesaling deal, and let's say I get half of that, that means I'm going to collect $12,500, let's say, on one wholesaling deal. And people send a ton of wholesaling deals every single day on sellmypaper.com. If I can do that, and I literally have my employees do pretty much all the work, and I just collected $12,500 of just not doing any work, I can do multiple. I want to do, like, hopefully in the future, 5 or 6 of those a day. Like, that's like 80 grand a day. And that's not even virtual wholesaling or my actual wholesaling. That's just like sellmypaper.com. Why would I go out here and do a discovery call and pay half of that to a team to do that and be like a guru and make $3 grand net from doing one-on-one Zooms with people? That's crazy. That's ridiculous. And so everyone asks, like, Zach, why do you do Flip the Brick Plus? And why? Because do you guys understand the opportunity that sellmypaper.com has for me and Rick to make millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars? And that will allow me and Rick to, by far, become the biggest, largest wholesaler in the country by a wide margin. Like, if I'm able to start closing $6,000 deals a year, no wholesaler can even go close to that. And that's the biggest flex I have on any broke wholesaling guru is I do more deals than you. Like, I do, like, I could go to a broke wholesaling guru and be like, dude, I'm doing like 5,000 more wholesaling deals than you. Even the top ones, like I said, I mean, I'm doing all these more deals than you, and you're broke. You're still selling courses, and I'm doing more deals than you. And just like, it's hilarious. So if I'm able to go out here and just become the biggest wholesaler in the entire world at 24, and I'm 24 years old, by the time I'm 30, 40, 50, that's insane. And you got to remember this, as a man of integrity, I have a lot to lose if I screw you on a wholesaling deal. I think this is one of the biggest issues I see in the wholesaling industry is there's a lot of shady people. And for a fact, if sellmypaper.com or Zach Ginn screws you in a deal, you can document I screwed you on the deal. Like, for a wholesaling deal, it's pretty easy if we screwed you or we like took the deal away from you and stole your deal. My entire reputation's ruined. That's a lot. There's a lot on the line there, right? And the problem is when you talk to Joe, who DMs you, in Tennessee with you, there's a decent chance he's going to screw in. I've had a lot of people screw me on JV deals, right? And guess what? Then you lose out on the deal. And so the reason why I'm doing this, because I want to be the trusted dispositions guy, because there's a lot of people that can screw you on a deal, right? I don't want to mention any companies because then I'm going to get sued and do all these stupid lawsuits, but there's a lot of bigger dispositions companies that will screw you on a deal. Now there's not a lot, but there are some ones that will. And so that's why I want to be a trusted person, do this and stuff. But everyone knows, why is that giving free information out? So first of all, I can help you guys out. I learned wholesaling for free. I want to teach you for wholesaling for free. And for the people that send me JV deals, I can make millions and millions more dollars and become the richest wholesaler in the world, in the country, and just do awesome, right? And it's fun. I love the reason why it's cool is because when I go on these live streams, I'm not just teaching you wholesaling. I make a ton more deals doing it. It's pretty cool. And if I'm able to build this out at 24 years old and just keep growing it like crazy, it's insane with it. The sky's the limit, right? And then I can start doing wholesaling deals with JVs with everyone, and it's pretty cool, right? And so the problem here in wholesaling real estate is, and this is a big issue I do see, is wholesaling real estate's changing. There's going to be a lot more wholesalers coming in this country, basically virtually, right? We have a huge growth on my personal, not on Flipbook, but my personal YouTube channel. We're about to hit 50,000 subscribers on there. A big virtual wholesaling audience. A lot of people from Brazil, Nigeria, South Africa, Slovenia, England, that just who sick of their matrix lifestyle, they want to start virtually wholesaling houses. And who am I to deny them? I know a lot of people, don't let the internationals learn. I'm like, we're in the country of immigrants. They should go join this country, right? And I want to help Americans too, obviously, but just help anyone that needs to get out of their situation, right? And I've helped a lot of people. For example, there's one, I've used this example a while, but one of the biggest, just impactful stories of what I've done on an international person was this guy in Trinidad and Tobago who made, I believe, $70,000 on a probate deal. 70 grand on a probate deal. It changed his entire life. Who am I to deny this guy in Trinidad and Tobago making $3,000 a year the opportunity to change his life and his family life from just wholesaling houses, right? So that he does it or a broke wholesaler gets the money. That's the way I look at it. Go after it, bro, right? And a lot of people are they don't choose where they're born, right? You don't choose to be born in Trinidad and Tobago. You don't choose to be a Buffalo Bills fan, right? You're kind of forced in that. It's terrible. It's depressing, right? And I got to help these people out, right? And it's my journey to spread the word that the Dolphins are the best football team out here, right? Same thing as spread the word about wholesaling real estate. And so I'm trying to help as many people as possible. Unfortunately, the amount of 18-year-olds that can make 200 grand in a month wholesaling houses just from no money at all, you can. And you have no experience, no money. And so this business is just going to keep growing. The amount of wholesalers joining this industry is going to keep growing. So I'd rather teach them the right way and have everyone work together, do some JV deals and go from there than nothing, right? So I see a lot of gurus, they're starting their JV, they're doing their own sellmypaper.com style. But FYI, they don't have the reason why, you join is because you get a deal with me and Rick. You get to actually join a community because you get it for free. Once you get a wholesaling deal, right? You actually get Flipbook Plus for free. And most importantly, you don't support the guru industry. So that's why I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, those are my top softwares. Those are my top tools I use in wholesaling in 2024. It works pretty stinking well. And the reason why I love sellmypaper.com, why I'm doing all this stuff is because me being able to do all these JV deals, I'm getting really good at dispositions, across the entire country. And I get a really good insight on buyers across everywhere where I can actually use this and actually go even nuttier and just go crazy on it and actually gain my knowledge more. So pumped up for that. But yeah, we do have our live event. It is going to be in the late spring. So right before summer. I will announce this in the next coming weeks. We'll give dates out. But yeah, you can individually join me and Rick. It's going to be pretty gangster. Flipbook Plus, send me a wholesaling deal, and we will automatically send you, once we get the deal, and heck, once I get the check, we'll automatically send you the link to get Flipbook Plus for free. And you'll be right there. It'll be pretty cool, pretty gangster. So we're ready to go. We're pumped up for this. I'm here to change the world. And this is what I'm doing in 2024. Everyone knows what my goal is. It's to make more money wholesaling, flex on another broke wholesaling, more wholesaling, broke wholesaling gurus, just change the entire world. I'm pumped up, ready to go. And let's go out here and help the people make money. So let's answer some questions, get it going, and help you become the best wholesaler possible. So let's see what we got. Isaac has a good question here. Let's go pop this up. Isaac says, Zach, if you had to choose between only 2 softwares to start out, what would you choose? If I only had 2 softwares to choose, if I had no money, I would definitely do AI. And I mean, Treelson.com, that's not really a software. I'd probably, if I had like software wise, I would probably just use Podio and cyberbackgroundchecks.com. Like if I had no money at all, cyberbackgroundchecks.com, my free skip tracing software. It's called cyberbackgroundchecks.com or truepeoplesearch.com, and Podio is free. Now, if I gained a little bit of money, let's say I had $100 to spend. Now, let's say I have $300. 2 good softwares. I'd probably use ZachDialer.com and DMZach.com. That's probably the deadliest combo because you can pull lists on DMZach.com and skip trace from there. Then you can dial with ZachDialer.com. So that's probably going to be the one I would be recommending if starting out with no money at all. Just FYI for everyone. Josh says, hey, Zach, I only have phone numbers for about 2 hours of calls a day via dialer. What can I do to fill the rest of my day? So I only have the phone numbers for about 2 hours. So you only have the amount for 2 hours a day. Well, Josh, you should just get DMZach.com so you can get just more numbers. I mean, for 70, $60 ish, you can get 10,000 plus. Like I think that's plenty, man, with a dialer. So you should just get DMZach.com. If not, I would use the rest of your day to reverse drive for dollars. FYI. Just saying. What is up to Dartanian8 says, new to this channel, so congrats, welcome. You're going to break the guru matrix and get out of it and get rich wholesaling. New channel, should I start, get a tax ID and open a business bank account? Darton up. You're getting too complicated. I've always said this. If you're starting out in wholesaling, get 2 wholesaling deals done before you do LLCs and all that fancy stuff. Do not overcomplicate it. Just do the work. The problem is people spend money on logos and all. Not worth it. Just wholesale and just get 2 deals under your belt. Then you can get crazy with the companies and stuff like that. Let's see here. How fast do you get back with the JV? I would say around 24 hours, I would say, is going to be on average. Sometimes if it's a tougher deal and I got to like send it out to someone else to actually just get like their opinion of it, probably take 48 hours, but usually not longer than a couple of days. And the problem is it has to pass underwriting. And when you get sent as many deals as us, we just got to make sure it's a good deal or not and then go from there. But yeah, it's got to pass underwriting first. So I have a team. We have teams of people that just look at properties. And then go from there on the dispo process. Let's see here. Awesome. Just sent me a deal, some of my paper. Appreciate it, man. Isaac says, what paperwork or contract is there for a joint venture? Basically, a joint venture, if you look at the way we do it, just the right way to do it, we send you an agreement basically stating that we agree to split basically the assignment fee a certain way. That just depends if we have to renegotiate the deal or anything like that. And we agree with an upfront agreement between you and us of exactly splitting the deal. And then from there, we'll go send the deal out, get it sold. And then from the check, whatever the splits we agree to, we get that part of the assignment. Then you get your part of the assignment, and then we're good for there. The reason why sellmypaper.com works pretty well is we can renegotiate the deal for you. One thing we're pushing really hard, and don't be mad at me, but excuse me there. A lot of you guys will lock up deals and you're newer at like not good deals. And what I mean by that, if I could sell the deal for 200 and you lock it up for 198, we're most likely going to have someone on our team be like, hey, is it okay if we renegotiate for you? And we'll call the seller up for you on your behalf with your permission. Obviously, we do a 3, whatever you're comfortable with, and be like, hey, unfortunately, because of X, Y, and Z, we're going to have to be at 180 on the deal. And if they say no, then we can save the deal. If they say yes, we get an addendum signed, and then we make 20 grand, not 2 grand. And then obviously with sellmypaper.com, you made 18,000 more dollars on the assignment fee. And that's how we help you out a lot too. And so that's one aspect we have been doing, and we're going to do more. If you're not comfortable with it, obviously we won't do it. But yeah, we're going to look at your deal and see the best way to make the most money on it. I've seen no one else in wholesaling attempt what we're trying at sellmypaper.com. So it's pretty gangster, pretty cool. Brandon says, my first reverse rank for dollars, I got 20 to 30 callbacks. I'm working on giving an offer right now. Woo! Love to see it, Brandon. Shout out to you, man. That's awesome. Love to see it. Let's see here. Matt says, do you like the A? Oh, I love the A. I love Alma on Deal Machine. It's great for dmzach.com, hands down. Let's see. Shout out to Jonathan. What's up? Shout out to Kelly out here hitting lists, making things happen. Love to see it. All right, let's see here. So Dawson, if you were asking when do I talk to a title company and who pays for it, you need to go to freewholesaling.com, bro. What I mean by that is I have a free wholesaling course where I show you the whole entire wholesaling process. Because I can tell you this, but here's the problem. You're not going to know my vetting process for a title company. You're not going to know how to find the right title company. You're not going to ask exactly what to tell the seller on exactly who pays for the title company, and really learn exactly how an assignment of contract works and explain to a cash buyer that they're paying for the title. There's like 4 or 5 scripts in there that you need to be doing with this. So Dawson, you need to go to freewholesaling.com. I have a 30-day wholesaling challenge inside of there. So once you go through the course, there's a 30-day challenge in 30 days for you to start getting your first deal in 30 days. Boom, 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 like that. And you need to go through the entire thing, man. There's scripts to download, all these. You have to do that, man. You asking that question clearly shows you haven't gone through the course. And so what I need to do is actually do it. Actually, for not for once, but maybe for once, actually dedicate your time to something that's going to produce you money. Go do it, man. Go to the course. You're good to go. Shout out Lisa. What's up, Lisa? Lisa says new to the channel. So welcome, Lisa. Appreciate it. Signed up to your website. So freewholesaling.com. Shout out to you. And then Facebook group, which is free also, by the way. How often do you go live? I go live. So, okay, that's a loaded question. But what I mean by that is, so on Monday, so let's just do a 7-day week, right? So basically what we do on teaching people wholesaling, me and Rick Ginn. So Rick Ginn's my dad. We work together on wholesaling. I basically started kind of without him a little, but he kind of showed me a lot of it, and we kind of did separate. Then we teamed up together. Now we run a very large wholesaling operation. And so basically we have 4 YouTube channels. And what I mean by that is because obviously, Lord willing, we don't get any YouTube channel taken down from gurus or whatever, but just in case, we have multiple backup channels, and then those channels started growing really well. And so we just have multiple YouTube channels teaching about wholesaling, different aspects of it, stuff like that. So we have 4 YouTube channels. We have a Flip with Rick YouTube channel, which is our main channel. That's the oldest one. That's a really cool one. And so that's the one where we have the biggest, best videos, the best production quality, like the best like type thing, most professional. That's why we're in a fancy schmancy studio in here, Flip with the Rick, right? Now that's the main one. That's got the most people on it. That's the best one, I would say. But then the other channel, I started actually doing this myself. I actually made my own channel. It's called Zach Ginn. So it's my personal YouTube channel where I dive a little deeper into things. I say things I shouldn't be saying on Flip the Rick on there. That's what I can say. I'm very unfiltered on there. It's not like I'm unfiltered on here, but like I do more one-on-ones there. I do more videos just in my own house. So I have my own studio at my own house. I start doing my own videos there. It's pretty cool. And I just kind of get more into the mental part of wholesaling. I get more into the struggles of wholesaling, overcoming stuff like that. A lot of implementation on there too. I do my own personal live stream on the Zach Ginn YouTube channel on Sunday nights. And Sunday nights, things get wild. It's always fun. Everyone can tell you. And then there's the Rick Ginn YouTube channel where Rick Ginn does the same thing I do, but just his personal channel. He goes lives on Mondays. Then there's the Wholesaling Houses for Real Facebook group. So I have a Facebook group. It is called Wholesaling Houses for Real. Wholesaling Houses for Real is my Facebook group with 127,000 people in it. And we made a YouTube channel for the Facebook group. And basically what that is, it's basically a clips channel where we basically post the best clips. We actually kind of condense presentations. And so this live stream will be an hour and a half, maybe an hour 20, sometimes 2 or 3 hours, right? And basically I have our editors, they will go take an hour and a half presentation and they'll cut it down. They'll cut the Q&A part. They'll cut this out. They'll cut all the ums and buts and the spaces, and they'll cut down that entire presentation to like 25, 30 minutes. And then it's edited really well, and they'll post it on that channel. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, I love it a lot. And so if you don't have an hour and a half to go watch a live stream, you can actually just watch 20 minutes of it, right, on that channel. And so that's a cool one, Wholesaling Houses for Real. And so overall, if we're looking at the live stream schedule, on Mondays on the Rick Ginn YouTube channel, he goes live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now on Tuesdays, all channels, so the Flip the Work YouTube channel, the Zach Ginn YouTube channel, the Rick Ginn YouTube channel, the Wholesaling Houses for Real YouTube channel, we all go live at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, which you're on right now. And then on Wednesdays, there's no live streams. On Thursdays, kind of like Tuesday, we do the same thing at 1 o'clock. No live stream Friday. And then on Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern, I did that so I can do live streams for my West Coast people, because if I'm going at 1 o'clock Eastern, that's 10 o'clock on the West Coast. So 10 o'clock on Sunday nights, that's one of the only times I'm free, because I do a lot of wholesaling, where I just kind of chill out and talk to people. We kind of do like a fireside chat where I just hang out. People ask wild stuff and I get wild with it. You know, it's wholesaling all specific, but that's all of our different channels. We post individual videos on each day too. But if you can only do one, it'd be Flip with Rick. That's going to be the best one. But the other ones, you should definitely subscribe to all of them. I'm a big proponent on the diet of your mind. And if you constantly listen to, in my opinion, listening to a multi-million-dollar wholesaler and just hear me talk enough, you're going to start thinking like me, and you're going to start doing the things that I do. And that's really cool. The also reason why I made the Zach Ginn YouTube channel and the Rick Ginn YouTube channel is because it's so hard to do one-on-ones with every single person that wants to, and said, okay, let's make a personal channel, make it a lot smaller, right? The Zach Ginn channel is almost about 50,000 people. Flip Lurk has 100,000 people on it. And so you have a better chance of hopping on a one-on-one with me on the Zach Ginn channel. And then the Rick Ginn channel has hopefully, I think 15, 16,000 people. And so it's a lot smaller than the Flip Lurk channel. So if you do a one-on-one, you have a really good shot of talking to Rick one-on-one on Monday nights, Monday evenings. And so it's pretty cool. Check out all the channels. We love to have you guys on and talk to you step by step on that. So I know I just said a lot there, but yeah, that's where it's at. Bro, just telling you, man. Dawson, you know for a fact you didn't go through the course, bro. You know you didn't go through the course, man. Just saying, go through the course, man. Like, I can tell when someone doesn't go through the course. Go through it, man. All right. So let's do some one-on-ones. So how do I determine if you can hop on a one-on-one, right? Basically, it's not that I pick favorites. Literally, what I do is I don't give a public link to the one-on-ones because there are trolls. And so what you have to do is join my mastermind, my free Facebook group. It's called Wholesaling Houses for Real. Let me get the link to everyone on here. Do a little refresher if you're brand new. Because how do I hop on the one-on-ones, right? If I click a link, it'll get filled out in 5 seconds. So all you have to do is go to www.facebook.com/groups/Wholesaling Houses for Real. The reason why I force you to join that Facebook group is because I only want to do one-on-one calls with people that are actually active in my Facebook group, that are helping other beginner wholesalers out, that are actively DMing, and are actually serious about getting better. If you are serious about becoming a better wholesaler, you will join that Facebook group. 127,000 of your fellow wholesalers to work together. The reason is you're not alone in wholesaling, guys. You are never alone here. And so I want to show one thing really quick. I want to do a live reaction to this, but this is the Facebook group. I just got the link here. This Wholesaling House for Real, 127,000 people. Shout out to everyone. So if you want to join the one-on-one link, it's featured. So I pin it for my live stream. Click here, join StreamYard. Boom, you're right there, right? We had a post on here. Let's see where I can find it. I want to talk about this one. Oh, that person took it. Did they took it down? Let's see. All right. I want to have a quick conversation about this. All right. I want to talk about it. Someone just posted this in the group, and I do want to have a quick conversation about this. So I won't say the person's name, but someone literally asked this in the group. I want to have a genuine talk about this. All right. This person just basically said, well, they literally made this post that they said, quote, all right. They said, in this business, you either have time or money, but what if you have neither? I'll be completely honest with you. If you do not have time or money, you expect to get rich. You expect to make a ton of money by not working hard or spending any money to get to that point with your marketing. Shame on you. I just be completely honest with you. If you are so disconnected from reality, when it comes to creating a business, that business is like a baby. All right. It's like a baby. All right. It's like a little toddler, right? If you don't give it time or money, you're screwed. So you can give it time and find things and you can nurture it. You can use your money and pay a nanny to go take care of the baby too. But if you don't have the money or the time, you just leave the baby there to starve and you don't give it any time, the thing's going to die. It's like a plant too. And so if you're expecting to work 1 hour a week in wholesaling with $0 at all and get rich, shame on you. Like, what? That is not how the real world works. Think of anything in life worthwhile. Think of anything. If you don't have a lot of time, you can pay employees to start the business up and do well. Or if you have no money, which a lot of people watching this are, right? You can pour in 10, 15 hours a week and actually start growing a real business by doing this and gaining traction. But when you are expecting to spend no money and put no time and get rich, shame on you for saying this. Unfortunately, this wholesaling operation, this business, whatever you want to call it, it requires a sacrifice. And the sacrifice is going to be your money or your time. You have to choose not to pay a guru, but to put your money in the marketing, right? You have to choose what your sacrifice is going to be. If you don't, you're going to stay broke. Broke people expect to get rich without working hard at all or spending any money at all. That is a broke person's mindset. There's always sacrifice with anything great in life. Think about it. For the vast majority of people watching this, what is your greatest thing in your life right now? What is the greatest thing in your life? For most people, it's going to be their children, right? A child is a sacrifice. Everyone knows that, right? To have a kid, you are sacrificing time and a lot of money, right? But would you change that for anything in the world? No, it's worthwhile, right? Let's say some people let's say you have a girlfriend or you're married. Having a spouse is a sacrifice. You're sacrificing time, commitment, stress, all these things, right? But there is a reward for that, right? It's worth it, right? Same thing like growing anything, growing a wholesaling operation, right? You're going to have to sacrifice a lot of blood, sweat, tears, stress, everything to get that reward of what's actually worthwhile at the end. But the problem is people expect to do it all without, no, right? It's like, oh, I expect to be married and have a happy marriage and only put an hour a month into the marriage, right? And go on zero. Like, it's crazy. Sacrifice is key. Now, I'm not telling you to go give your kidney out for this, right? But I'm telling you, like, at least put 5-10 hours a week in this business, right? To expect to get nothing, it's ridiculous. I just wanted to kind of share that with you for anyone thinking about this. Like, you have to have your mindset, right? I'm a very practical person. I've helped a lot of people get their first deal. There's not one wholesaler that's helped more people get their first deal than me and Rick, right? And you will never get to that point without sacrificing something. And heck, if you want to unsubscribe, if you want to stop listening, block me, that's fine. But I'm just telling you the truth here. I'm not all sunshine and rainbows. I'm not a guru you paid $7,000, like everything's okay. It's okay. No, that's not me. It's a sacrifice. You're going to have to put everything into this business to get it out. Now, is it worth it? Without a doubt. I'd be working a bag boy job. I'd be an assistant grocery store manager making $45,000 a year right now if it wasn't for that. Working 70 hours a week. Come on. People tell me when I can show up and when I have to stay. That ain't my life anymore, right? Because I made the sacrifice. So make the sacrifice. go to Wholesaling Houses for Real and join and hop on, talk to me one-on-one. So first and foremost, we got all right, what's up, Jonas?
Yeah. What's up, Rick? What's up, Zach? I talked to Rick yesterday, and he told me
Okay.
to send him a deal that I talked to him about. He was supposed to get back to me pretty soon, like 12 hours, and it's been longer than that. And I was just afraid that he couldn't find it. So I was just asking you to maybe remind him. I sent the email subject there in the chat.
He better not be. If he's fishing right now, I'm gonna. I'll tell him a piece of my mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's no worries.
Wait, when I scream at him, I'm just gonna tell him to check on it. So let me text him. What state is it in?
Georgia.
Oh yeah, you're a Georgia dude. All right. Texted him.
All right.
I'll tell you what he says, but he'll check it out. Where did you send it? Support at flipbook.com?
Yeah, that's right.
Did you put Jonas on the subject line?
Okay,
he can search it and find it. It'll be pretty easy.
All right. Well, thank you, Zach.
All right, we'll check it out, man.
All right.
Boom. Awesome. All right. Ibe, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on?
I'm blessed, dude. Have we talked before?
Yes, we have, because we're talking about me being a Raiders fan. And
yeah. Okay, we've talked about this, man. All right.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Refresh my memory, man. It's been a while since you hopped on, man.
Well, I'm here, but I haven't been one-on-one with you. I got in a bad car wreck, broke 4 ribs. So
Jesus, man.
Yeah, but I'm back.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm good now. I'm up, ready to roll. I started taking action at the beginning of the year, following your steps. But I'm trying to put a property under contract, but the median home price is $320,000, and this property is way above that. But it's still money to be made. I have somebody wanting to do a novation, so that's why I'm here asking you about, is that a good idea or not? Because it's going to be hard finding a cash buyer for this property. So I already have somebody.
Don't use a novation.
Don't use a novation.
Don't use a novation.
Okay, because this guy is hitting me up like, dude, do it, sign the contract, do the
novation. Saying it, or another dude?
Another dude. Like, he's wanting me to put it under contract because he thinks it's a real good deal to do a novation.
Every deal is theoretically a good deal for novation until it's not.
Right.
The risk and reward on novation is not even comparable, man.
Okay.
What's the risk of a wholesaling deal, man? You lose the deal. You lose your $100 EMD. The risk of novation, you get sued. You have a DA up your butt, and you're being investigated by the police. I don't know. There's a big difference between the two, right? I will never advise anyone to do something that can get you in trouble, right? Because you're signing. You're signing power of attorneys. You're doing fiduciary responsibilities, but you're making money off the person. You're getting really squirrely stuff. I would say no to novation, man.
All right.
So what I've always found, the only people talk good about novations have a novation course to sell you. Now, I know a couple guys that they swear by it. It's not their main thing. Okay, the risk is way too high, man.
Okay.
So I'm going to say no to it, dude. I mean, are you going to pour the money on the renovations for it?
No, this guy was supposed to, and I'm just like, but I'm supposed to be one putting my name.
Do you trust this guy?
We've talked. We keep talking. We've talked these past 2 days, and he called me before I got on this call, and I said, I'm not doing anything.
Full 2 days?
Talk to you.
A full 2 days of trust, huh?
A full 2
nah. Wow. It's impressive.
Well,
no.
I posted it in your Facebook group first, and somebody said no to the novation. And then this guy came in like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, like you always.
Would you get married to someone after knowing them for 2 days?
No.
Why not?
Hell, I'm not even married right now.
You don't know them.
Exactly.
Right? Take me to a couple dates first, right? Do some wholesaling deals with me. Show me that you're actually legit.
Exactly. That's why I said I'm talking to you first before
I'm just saying, man, like, here's the problem, dude. I have gotten screwed on more deals than most wholesalers ever. And it's always from the people that you'd expect it the least from. And I've got a lot of wholesaling deals stolen from me, man. I'll tell you this. I've had a lot of shady people. All from people you think you should trust. So I'd be very careful with this, man. I just don't want you losing out on a deal. Now, What doesn't make it a deal? They just want too much money for it?
Well, we got it at a pretty low price. I could lock it up for $390,000. On the market, it can go for anywhere from $420 to $480.
Then you should sell it to a cash buyer. No, explain that. Let's.
Would you want to
pop out the
JV it?
calculator?
I'll send it to you if you want to JV it.
All right, wait, let's do the math here. Okay, if you log it for 390, how much work does it need?
It's not. It needs not too much work. It's in pretty good condition.
20 grand? 20 grand?
20 grand is what I put in my.
Okay. So you're telling me if I'm in it for 410, I can sell it for 480. Anyone would buy that. Any flipper would buy that, right?
I guess
that's a pretty good deal, dude.
Okay.
Right?
It's way above the median home price.
So
that's what I'm asking.
This is called wholesaling real estate.
Okay.
Where you sell that deal to someone for 400, 415, and you make your 15, 20 grand and you get your assignment fee, right? Duh. It's like I don't see why you're not wholesaling this.
All right.
Right?
Actually, I don't have any cash buyers in that county yet.
What county?
It's in Jackson County. I'm in Missouri. It's a state
Jackson County, Missouri?
Yeah, sellmypaper.com qualifies for Missouri. I could send it to you all.
There, man, but like, I mean, you don't need to split a deal with me, dude. You can just do it yourself.
I'm trying to get that flip with Rick Plus.
Send it through then.
Oh yeah.
Jackson County, Missouri. I mean, that's Kansas City, homeboy, dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That deal, if your numbers are right, that's an easy deal to sell.
All right.
Send me the deal on sellmypaper.com. If not, if we can't do it, I will send you 3 other wholesalers known in Kansas City that I can trust that will do a JV deal with you.
All right. That works with me.
It should be a wholesaling deal, man. All right.
Yeah. I'm turning this Novation thing down, but this dude keeps hitting my phone up. Do it.
If you can make 20 grand versus, remember, if he's doing it with you, let's say you can make 20 grand on assignment fee, and let's say you can make 50 grand on Novation. Okay. Mm-hmm. He's putting up the money, so he's going to get half of it, right? Then you're getting 25 net with all the risk. What if the seller says no at the end of the day?
Right.
Right. And then you get sued and all this. Like, it's just it's crazy, man. So send us sellmypaper.com, man.
All right. I'll do it.
I'm gonna look up your name. Your name on your name thing right now. That's gonna be on there, right? I'll flag it so I can kind of look at it myself too.
Okay.
All right, man.
Sounds good to me,
dude. Let's make some money.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it, dude. Have a good one.
You too.
Awesome. Love to see that. And then let's do one more really quick. Edwin, what's up, man?
Oh, dude, no way. What's up, Zach?
I'm blessed, man. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
I'm doing good, man. Thank you. I got 2 quick questions for you. First off, thank you for your course and everything.
Of course, man.
All right. So my first question is, if you skip trace a property and then you got, like, let's say it's 3 numbers for you skip traced it in a batch skip trace.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes it gives you an email. So let's say that I called all numbers, none of them answer. I emailed the email that came with it, and I searched the person up on Facebook. What else would you do with the lead? Would you leave it alone after that point, or how would you get in contact with the owner?
In person or virtual?
Or try to. This is virtual.
Virtual, I'd call the relatives on truepeoplesearch.com or cyberbackgroundchecks.com. The relatives.
Yeah, I did cyberbackgroundchecks.com, and I paid 12 cents for skip trace on batch skip trace.
9 cents now. I would contact the relatives, man.
Okay. The relatives?
Yeah, the mom, the dad, the sister, the uncle. Why are you acting so surprised?
Oh, I mean, I was like, I don't know. I was like, the relatives.
Whatever it takes to get the deal, man.
Yeah, and then I guess I do know the person's name. Okay, that's cool. I got that. I didn't think about that. That's cool. And then for the next question was, if I wondered, how much would somebody be guided through the disposition process if they were to JV with you on sellmypaper.com?
Say that again. I don't understand what you said there.
Like if I were to JV with you, like I send you a deal, right? How much guidance would I get through the process of being able to sell that deal? Or
There's
are
going
you
to be a
guys
partner. It's not a teaching thing. It's more of a partnership. So
right?
we would ask you about the property, and then we would kind of go through the process with you. Like, I'm not going to, like, I don't know, teach you, if that makes sense. Like, it's not going to be me. It's going to be someone on my team.
Right.
So
Okay.
there's going to be business, just a business partnership. They're like, okay, so we're going to walk through here.
And then at that point, would you share that cash buyer for the whatever?
I guess so. I think so. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. We can't
Right.
protect it.
Right. All right. Well, damn, dude. Thanks for choosing me. I appreciate it. That's all
All right,
I
man.
had.
Keep it up. Appreciate it, man. Boom. So, guys, if you want to learn wholesaling real estate absolutely for free, make sure you go to our free wholesaling course, freewholesaling.com. Learn how to do it, guys. I appreciate it, and I'll see you soon, guys. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Got any value from this video? Smash that like button, subscribe, and I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. It means the world to me.